If I look somber and sad, it's because I'm tired of people taking advantage of homeowners. And right now, I have several cases that I'm working on where solar improvement contractors have taken advantage of senior citizens. Now, they take advantage of senior citizens in a variety of ways. But before we get into that, it's important to note that this is legal information. It's not legal advice, and it's not to be relied on. Hopefully, it'll be somewhat entertaining, but the topic today is gravely serious. When you sign a solar improvement contract, typically, you don't even know what you're signing. You're signing it on some type of electronic tablet, and you're just basically told, sign here, and you're guaranteed all sorts of savings, and promises are made to you, and you have no way of knowing what you're signing. Did you know that the typical solar improvement contract is for 25 years? And these solar improvement contractors, now there may be legitimate ones out there. I'm sure there are. Otherwise, the courts would be a lot more full of lawsuits against solar installation roofing contractors. But let's start at the beginning. When you sign a contract for anything above a couple of $1,000, and that contract is not explained to you in detail so that you understand it, you don't know what you're signing. You don't know if you're signing up for a lawsuit. And I can practically guarantee you that if you sign a solar improvement contract for solar panels to be installed on your roof, it's almost a certainty that there's going to be a lawsuit. And I'll tell you why. Because typically, when solar panels are installed on an existing roof, frequently, not all the time, but frequently, those panels, which are fairly large, and some of them are heavy, and we don't know what they're made of, and the solar improvement contractor is not going to tell you what they're made of. And typically, there's one company that sells you the solar panels and another one that does the installation. Now, if you came to me or some other attorney, especially someone like myself that has experience not only with contracts, but specifically with home improvement contractors, and in this instance, solar panel roofing contractors. Typically, again, not all the time, but typically, the average solar improvement contract, you don't own anything and it's not paying you any money. You're paying for it. You're paying for it for typically 25 years. That's right, 25 years. But it's worse than that. If you try to sell your house and the buyer has an attorney, how many buyer's attorneys do you think will let their client sign a contract that, is running for 25 years from start to finish, if it even finishes at that 25-year period? And good luck if you haven't gotten a paper copy to get one. The solar improvement contractor who sold you that and the installer would both end up being people that you file a lawsuit if there's damage to your home. And typically, the existing roof is damaged. When those solar panels are put on, they're often put on by people with little to no training. Again, there are exceptions to every rule, but I'm talking about a significant portion of the cases I've seen after the damage has been done. I've seen people who've had water in their house from the poor installation of solar panels. I've seen people that have mold. I've seen people whose homes are structurally compromised. And I'm seeing a lot of people getting sick and having allergies that they never had before. When you sign a solar improvement contract, you're signing a contract typically that lasts for 25 years, and the contract you sign is almost never explained to you in a way that you could understand. The last few cases that I took, when I finally got the printed contracts, I spent over an hour and a half reading each contract very carefully. I guarantee you, if you signed a contract, you didn't read it that carefully. Nor did you know that it was for 25 years, and by material misrepresentations, which frequently happen with solar, roofing, home improvement contractors, several state laws are violated. Number one, the New Jersey Home Improvement Contractor Act is violated. Number two, Statute of Frauds is also violated. And number three, and most important, the New Jersey Consumer Fraud Act is violated, and that entitles you, if the court agrees with you, to triple damages plus attorney's fees. But to prove your case, you're going to have an expensive proposition. You are going to have to bring in experts to establish the damages that have been done. You may be laying out a considerable amount of money for quite a while before the case is resolved. Now, whether that case is resolved with short of trial or it requires a full trial, it's not going to be an inexpensive proposition. But myself and other lawyers are here to help you. The time to see an attorney is before you sign a contract for any amount. Typically, I would recommend anything over $3,000 to $5,000. You have an attorney review it so you don't buy yourself a place. If you had come to me before you signed a solar improvement contract, I'd never let you sign it. First of all, you're committing yourself to 25 years. And in effect, several of the contracts I've seen require that when you sell the house, that the house goes with the solar improvement contract attached to it still. And the people purchasing the house, if they have an attorney, that attorney, if he or she is worth their degree and knows what they're doing, they're not going to let you sign that contract. You're not going to be able to buy that house because they have to protect you. They have a fiduciary duty to you. Fiduciary duty means they're obligated by law to protect your interests. Now, that solar improvement contractor or the company selling the solar panels to you that the separate contractor typically puts on has not explained that 25-page contract to you. And I'll be willing to bet in many instances they don't even know what's in it and they haven't read it. Do you know that as a result of signing that contract, because that contract goes with the home when you try to sell it, the solar improvement company can in effect stop you from selling that house because they may not approve of who's buying the house. And if you came to me before you purchased the house that had solar panels installed on it, chances are I would tell you to walk away from that deal. Why? Because of all the potential problems. When you buy a house that has solar panels, typically you don't know what's been done to the roof. You don't know what kind of damages could be hidden that require somebody like a structural engineer, not a mere home inspector, but you want a structural engineer to examine that, and you want a roofer to go up on the roof and examine that. And you can get some idea by flying a drone over the house and seeing if there's any obvious damage, but chances are there is. Now, let me ask you something. Do you want to buy a home or do you want to buy a lawsuit? if I'm a buyer's attorney representing someone at a closing, I'd want proof that those solar panels didn't damage the house. And chances are I'd tell the person to walk away from the deal. This is Lenny the Lawyer Live. And I'm angry about this. You're going to see other videos about other things that make me angry when people take advantage of other people. I don't like that. I grew up with working parents that were members of labor unions in a working class environment, and I never forgot where I came from. But I learned early on, you don't take advantage of people. You treat people good, and the more people you treat good, the better your life will be, and the better you'll sleep at night. Now, if you have any questions or comments, or you've been a victim of a solar improvement contractor, whether you're viewing this on YouTube or some other platform, please be sure to contact me, Lenny the Lawyer Live of Boyer Coffee LLC. We can be reached at 973-798-6131, and we'll be happy to answer your questions and let you know your options. You will have to pay a consultation fee for this service, but it's well worth it. But the time to see me is before you've bought yourself a lawsuit, rather than after. Remember, this is Lenny the Lawyer Live, and I'm on your side if you're my client. Thank you for watching. I know your time is valuable and it's irreplaceable. And I hope you've gotten valuable information out of this video. Thank you for watching, and be sure to click if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to click the subscribe button and the bell icon so you'll be notified when I make more videos like this. And also, if you want to see a video on something else, please leave that in the comments as well. And I'll be happy to either get in touch with you or make a video about the subject that's your concern.